so good. Vass, how you feeling? Oh.
Yeah, great.
How does it feel to be reunited with your boys?
Sorry?
To be reunited, how does it feel?
Well, I see them quite often.
He ignores us in the street, he's a liar. He walks past them and he pretends he doesn't see us.
No, Steve and I live near each other. Stephen and
We're neighbours, Vass and I are neighbours.
Yeah,
She's lovely.
years. Jason and I are constantly on the phone.
Constantly?
Yeah. Nick and I, we won...
We won Celebrity Pointless.
We won Celebrity Pointless. And Nick was giving me all the answers, whispering live on television. And Dexter and I, we grew up together, so we're all close.
We are so honored that we could get the cast together. Don't they look amazing? And they've been having so much fun with their fans. I'll start with you, Stephen. How has it been here in Birmingham meeting all of your adoring fans?
Do you know what? It's been an absolute pleasure. It's been some really, really lovely people, and it's been great to be reminded of this fabulous film we had 30 years ago. It's hard to believe it's 30 years ago. And it's just been lots of love for the film and for that time. So yeah, enjoying it.
Jason, how's the experience been for you here at Comic-Con?
I love it here. I love Birmingham. I love all you lot. You're great. So we've had a really, really lovely time, and obviously, even though we do know each other and we've spent a bit of time together, you know, we've left the partners at home, and we went out last night, we had a couple of pints of Guinness, and it was wonderful. And here's Dexter.
And here's Dapper, doesn't he look so dapper? Dexter Fletcher, ladies and gentlemen, mother may I?
Well, I got my nice suit out of the cupboard, rolled it up because I thought it's hot. But yes, thank you very much. Yeah, it's lovely to be here. I was going to say, you know, it's a pain being with all these guys because they're horrible. They all pretend that we get on nicely, but we don't. It's a lot of animosity, a lot of, we're all very competitive with one another. But at the end of the day, we do love each other, so it's all good. No, it's great to be here, and we're very, very happy and excited to be sharing our time with you. So, yeah,
Feeling the love. Thank you for being here. I'll start with you, Nick. Can you tell us, I mean, we're going to get to the fans in a moment. They're going to ask some questions. Can you tell us, Nick, what do you think it is about Lock, Stock that has spanned so many generations? It's so globally appreciated. What do you think it is about the film that's really endured the test of time?
Because it's really, really good. It's that secret thing. It's a really good film. When we were doing the movie, I was just as the film had come out, I went to the hairdressers, believe it or not, and this girl's doing my hair, and she went, "Oh yeah, I saw that film you were in the other day." Yeah, she said, "Yeah, my boyfriend took me to see it," and I thought, and it started. I thought, it's a British film, so it's going to be shit, and it wasn't. So simple as that. That's it. It wasn't shit. So you know, it'll take you a long way.
I love that answer. Vass, what do you think it is that's been enduring the test of time? Everyone loves, and there's a lot of youngsters that are now getting into the film as well.
Well, it's not really highly recommended for the youngsters. But no, I think it's like, I would always describe it the same as like Scarface, you know, the film with Al Pacino, and also as well, we worked with one of the best directors, you know, ever, Guy Ritchie, and it's his first film, and I'm sure all the other actors would agree that we all felt as though, because most of us have done stuff before, worked with Guy, and we got there on merit. And once working with him, first day I turned up on the set, you know, you knew you were working with a very special director, because we get to work with all different types of directors, and to see what Guy has done from that film, his first film, up to now, it's just proven it. So, his longevity in the industry, our longevity in the industry has just proven that, you know, we're just as good as we were then, we're just as good now, and we have good stock, lock stock, very good film, very good film. It's a British iconic film, yeah.
Dexter, what are your earliest memories of being on set?
One of my earliest memories of being on set was, we all smoked a lot then. I remember it was a very bad, we all smoked a lot. But I remember standing in the street with a whole bunch of us. We were standing, because there's various different gangs in the street, and there was an actor who's standing not with us anymore called Steve Sweeney, who played a character called Plank. and he spoke like that, and he has Steve Sweeney. Nick does a very good impression of it. And he's the one who goes, I'm a geezer. And if you know the film, you know who Steve Sweeney is, with curly hair. And we all stand in the street smoking before some scene we were doing, and he said, the thing about this film is it's going to be really funny if we don't try to be funny. And I went, oh yeah, that's actually quite a good point. And I think that's the wonderful thing about it. You've got all these gangs of guys taking themselves incredibly seriously, which allows it to be funny, because they're kind of ridiculous in their seriousness about how they're going about stuff. So that's one of my earliest memories of that. And then driving about in the van when we had Rob Brydon dressed up as a traffic warden, and we all got to punching Rob Brydon. Everyone was enjoying punching Brydon.
But Rob Brydon, who is now, you know, became Rob Brydon, on that day, he was just a day player. He was just in for the day. And he's really nice to me, because when we were beating him up in the back of the car, I tried to put my arm sort of, because Guy Ritchie went, don't worry about it, just hit him, probably hit him. And I thought that was a horrible thing to say. So secretly, I tried to get my arm in front of his face so that they punched my arm and not Rob Brydon's face. And ever since then, whenever he sees me, he goes, you're so nice you are. They were horrible. They were all horrible to me.
Yeah, there's lots of moments like that. So.
Well, we're going to ask the fans to come up. If you have a question, there's a microphone right there. Don't be shy. While they get their questions ready, a quick question for me. I'll start with you, Stephen. We're all here at Comic-Con because we're fans of something, be it fantasy, sci-fi, anime. What are you guys fans of? What fandom speaks to you? Be it Star Wars, Harry Potter, film noir. What are you fans of?
Listen, I love a classic gangster movie. Who doesn't love gangster movies? So yeah, that would be my genre. Yeah, Scarface. Vas just mentioned Scarface. What's not to love? Godfather, Goodfellas, Scorsese. Yeah, I love classic 70s films. That's my vibe. Taxi Driver. There's a certain golden era of filmmaking that I'm just a sucker for. Dog Day Afternoon, Marathon Man. Yeah, you know, just that whole.
Spice Girls, the movie.
Spice Girls, the movie. You're giving us a lot of homework, films to look up, including Spice Girls. Jason, what are you a we'll move down the line here. What are you a fan of?
I go very, very silly and get very weak at the knees regarding anything about Elvis Presley. I get really, I'm a super Elvis, super fan,
He
massive.
was a great rock star, wouldn't you say?
Great rock star, he was. She wants me to talk about Rock Star, which is a terrible film I made.
No, go look it up. Rock star. I'm fangirling over
The
this.
only people like it are her and my mum.
That's right. Okay. I'm in great company.
What's the question? What films do
What are you a fan of?
What are you a fan of?
What genre?
You know, it's incredible. I do like a musical, funnily enough. I'd say Singing in the Rain is my favourite film of all time.
Classic.
Because Singing in the Rain is kind of perfect. It's perfection. It's funny, it's touching, it's heartwarming, the musical numbers are incredible. It's an incredible work of art, I think. So I love Singing in the Rain, and anyone else who loves Singing in the Rain is brilliant as far as I'm concerned. So
What a
Singing in the
film.
Rain.
What a film, yes.
Sci-fi. I like sci-fi.
Really?
Yeah. I like sci-fi. Yeah. I like things that are a little bit like, you know, different dimension, and we're living in this dimension, and the characters, you follow the character going into something like that. I like things like that.
You're
Yeah.
in the right place, definitely.
Yeah. I think one of the Comic Cons that I did, there was this cast from Stranger Things, some from Stranger Things. Yeah, and it's nice. Good stuff. Yeah.
What's Stranger Things? It's a joke.
Oh yeah, we gotta be careful at Comic-Con. They'll slash your tires if you don't know Stranger Things. I'll tell you what. You get Star Wars, Star Trek confused, it gets real messy. Nick, what are you a fan of?
I like planes, yachts, expensive wine, fine dining, and the occasional bit of overpriced schmutter. That's me. I mean,
But what films do you like?
there is a means to an end, Dex. You know, it's like films that I'm in.
Wait, overpriced what? What overpriced?
Schmutter.
I've learned a new word. I've lived here 11 years. Give a round of applause for the word schmutter.
Schmutter.
That's beautiful. Schmutter. We have a question right here. Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi. So Guy Ritchie is arguably one of the best directors come from this country. But what did you learn whilst working with Guy Ritchie? And given it's a World Cup, any predictions for that match? England gets going?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, what I learned personally was that you have to come prepared. And it wasn't a threat, Guy never threatened anyone, but as an actor, you kind of gauge the directors that you're working with and look for something that they're going to give you. And yeah, just come prepared. And once you come prepared, you'll not hear much from him. Because he puts a lot of it in the edit, yeah. And as far as the game tonight's concerned, England are going to win the game tonight. And not only are they going to win the game, England will win the World Cup.
Look at that. Keep filming it. I learned everything I know as a director, yeah, as a movie director. I've made 4 films now. And I've nicked everything from Guy. There's 2 things he did which I thought were brilliant, is that and I do this all the time, Guy would just shout action for no reason. Like in the middle, before nobody's set, we haven't finished the set dressing, the actor's still in makeup. What are you shouting action for? And he said to me, no, because it's alive and it gets everyone out of bed. And it just means what he said, yeah, I shout action, the set's not ready. By the time we do take 2, you won't believe how quickly the set's ready. So he does this crafty little thing to motivate everybody. I think that was absolute genius. And the other thing he does, which is he's got this contempt for actors, for acting, it's not in his wheelhouse. So what he does is he treats it like it's an aspect of filmmaking. There's no arts, there's no flow in that. So he'll blatantly stand behind the camera and say, Vinny, say it this way, and then say it blah blah blah. Say it like, and he treats it like bits that he's going to be in the edit. I remember doing a speech on set, and he said, it was when we were in the bar, and he said, I don't know why you're bothering, I'm not going to be on you for this. What, but you might. No, I didn't want to shock you coming in, and the rest of it's going to be a flashback. But I'm going to give you something, no, shut up, just do what you're told. And it was that idea that he's got this practical aspect, it's called in-camera editing. So he knows in his mind when he's going to cut and what he's going to get. So he'll just do a shot of you saying one line. He won't do the whole scene. Why am I going to do that? Don't need it. And so the confidence to be able to do that was genius. And the fact that he just has everybody running around like their trousers are on fire. It means the day goes quickly. You want something done, get a busy man to do it. And Guy kept everybody busy. And I took that with me on everything that I've done. I've had any control of it.
Hold on, you've just been talking about Guy. She asked the question to you, about you.
No. Who's going to win the football?
Oh yeah, who's going to win the football?
Who's going to win the football? France. Sorry.
We're not playing France.
No, we won't either.
Tonight, who's going to win? Who's going to win tonight?
Oh, tonight. Okay, look, I think England will win tonight because, like, Stones plays with Harlem every, 6 days a week. So it's not as if Haaland's going to be any threat to England. We're all used to it. And without that Viking up front, they've got no one. There you go. There's a sports analysis for you.
I have no sports analysis for you. I just hope England win because that would be really good. Everyone would be really happy and it would be a very good vibe. People would be happy. And what did I learn from Guy? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he does give little direction to actors, I notice, and that's not something that I've carried through in my work. I try to communicate more with the actors, but I mean, I think the thing about Guy is he's a man of singular vision, and that's what makes him such a unique and recognisable filmmaker. And so, I suppose it's about being able to have your own singular vision as a director, which is what, if anything you're going to learn from Guy. And confidence. Guy is just reeks of confidence. And if he says it, he's committed to it, and it happens in the most, kind of extraordinary way. And he knows what the vision is, he knows what's going on, which means as an actor, working with him, you just get to trust his process because you see his films and they're great. So you're not kind of guessing what's going on. At the time, when we made Lock, Stock, it was his kind of first outing, and yeah, who knew, in a way. He was on that film, and he just seemed like he was really confident, really smart, and knew what he wanted all the time. And he obviously did, because the film, like Mick says, is great, and it's just great because it's good. And so watch it again and again. So yeah, the only thing he ever said to me was, do that speech again, but just don't move your eyebrows. So that's the only direction he ever really gave me, which was good enough actually. That's why all the way through the film I'm just very serious, trying to not move my eyebrows.
I just learned to duck, because he's always going, Fleming! So I learned to duck.
Yeah, I suppose just echoing what Dexter said, really. I suppose there was a simple directness to his approach, which is like his notes would be faster, slower, rubbish, do it better. It was just direct and simple. And you know, there's lots of different ways to direct a film, and that for this particular thing just worked really, really well. Everything came together. It was just one of those, you know, magical, beautiful things. But there was, yeah, and I think again, as Dexter said, it's about he had a very strong sense of what his identity was and what his thing was going to be, and he stuck to that, and he's made a strong career out of it. So yeah, that's it. And the footy, England.
Thank you. Great question. Appreciate your insight, guys. Thank you. Hi there.
Hiya. How's everybody? Everything's all right? Good weekend? So I suppose kind of a follow-up question a little bit. So you've spoken about the confidence you had in Guy Ritchie, the confidence he had in himself, and I suppose we look back at Lock, Stock now, and it's become kind of an iconic turning point in British cinema, particularly the gangster subgenre back in the 90s. What did you think of it back then when you originally signed up? Did you think it would become perhaps more like an underground kind of film? Did you think it would become more mainstream? How was you drawn in by it at the time?
I think one of the strangest things that I experienced was after we finished the film, the producer, the lovely guy called Matthew Vaughan, and he got a car, and a couple of us jumped in the car, and on that first Saturday that Lock, Stock opened, we drove around a couple of cinemas. We went up to High Street Ken Cinema and sat at the back. We stood at the back when no one knew we were there. And everyone was laughing, like hysterically laughing. And I'd seen the film and I knew it was funny, but I didn't realise, like Dexter said earlier, Steve Sweeney told us all to play it as if it wasn't funny. And I didn't really realise it was as funny as it was. And so to hear a whole cinema howling with laughter was an amazing experience, one that I've never ever had since. And that was a big surprise, yeah.
I don't know what we thought. Oh yeah, this is a mainstream goer. This is going to be it's going to be an underground thing. You know, we'd all worked on independent films before, and there is a certain alchemy that happens. Either they go bang and everybody embraces them and finds them, or they don't. But it was like, I don't want to say it was just another film that we were doing, but in a way it was. It was like, of course you always enter into it with the hopes that it's going to be great and that people are going to see it and enjoy it. The way that it did explode, I think, was far beyond anything we could anticipate, because there was that summer of '97 or whatever it was, and we were just suddenly everywhere. And we could go, and people gave us clothes and sent us to nightclubs, and we'd meet Madonna, and you know, just all these extraordinary things would suddenly start happening, and the film just had this incredible, glorious moment. And so that's just like a really beautiful bonus surprise. We all just went there to do our best work and be great and have a good time, which is the best thing you could do at work. But it just sort of did this incredible thing. So, and then Tom Cruise saw it and said, "This film rocks!" And in America, everyone went, "Oh, does it? Oh, great, okay then." And so it suddenly found a new lease of life there as well. But I don't think we ever, when we were making it, were going, "Oh yeah, this is going to be the one. This is going to be great. This is a game changer." But it was a game changer. It did it sort of. Everyone, "Oh yeah, the British gangster movie. You can make them again and make them good." And that's down to Guy and Matt, really, and us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You go ahead, Bass.
No, it's all
Hi there.
Obviously, nobody here would probably want to change a thing of this film because it's epic. But if you woke up tomorrow and you're you now, but you go back to a scene that you maybe thought, "Oh, I should have said I want to do that," or "I wish I'd done that," or "I'd do this differently now," what point would it be and why?
Well, so the part when I speak Greek in it, so there was two versions. Well, there was one version, which was an English version. But because I was brought up in Kentish Town where a lot of Greeks, and I grew up with a lot of Greek Cypriots. Yeah, Cypriots, right? Not the Turks, the Cypriots. Yeah. So when we did that bit, and I said to Guy, we were filming it, and I said, listen, can I do it this way as well? Like, I want to do a Greek version, because I know a few Greek swear words. And he said, all right, I'll tell you what you do. You do it your version, and then do it my version, and then I'll work it out in the edit. And he went with that. So that was nice. Yeah, you know, it's nice. But again, I think it's difficult, because when you think about a director and actors in a film, and you never really know. You never really know, but I knew the cast, I knew who was in the film, but we would, and it's like kind of, it's like segments that get added together in this film, you know, moments. But the performances have to be strong. And I was hearing through the grapevine that, oh, you know, Lenny McLean turned up and he's really good. And I knew Lenny from the clubs. Before he was an actor, I knew him on the doors and certain things that he did in North London. And I was saying, he's turned up, he's doing really well. Yeah, he's doing really well. And I heard that Dexter and Jason, and they were really, so as the film was going on, you would be hearing, you know, people call you and tell you that from the film. So I knew there was something going on. So I knew that when I turn up, I had, you know, I better turn up, fully turned up. And then when I did turn up, I noticed that there was an order, there was a structure. Guy's always been in the distance looking at the screen, but as a director, that's a really clever thing, because he gets it in the edit. And if you think Lock, Stock, the way Lock, Stock's edited and the way Lock, Stock's shot, it was like a template for so many. I still see people trying to make films like that now. Good on them. So for him to be doing that, and we only work because someone writes the script and someone wants to invest in the script and the direction, you know, the direct the script. And Matthew Vaughn, who Jason mentioned, those two together, that's just it. We were lucky to have that, because they were both so, one was one way, Guy, and Matthew was the other way. Matthew would die on his sword for that film, you know? That film, and they tried to take that film, the original distributors, they were liquidated or bankrupt, but Matthew, I remember having a meeting with him, and he was just being sick every 20 minutes because he was under pressure about this film going under. Before the film was even shown to anybody, the film nearly died, you know? So you've got to give it to them. And when I look at them now, you know, they've always been their own, like their own men in the industry, not afraid of no one. They were like that then. So we were lucky, you know, it's lucky. And you tell your children as well, you know, you make your luck, but sometimes the heavens, they're really lucky for you, and you move with it. And we can't deny that. We can't deny that. And I stand up in the light with that, you know, because it's still with us now, hence. And I felt today so much love. It's unbelievable, really, really nice. So make sure when we finished here, you come and see us for some autographs here, because we've got to like tap it up.
Very well, thank you,
Thanks,
Bax.
big round of applause for that, yeah. The last bit, more important.
We love that backstory, and a plug as well. We love that too.
Boom.
Hey there.
Lots of my favourite films since I was like 9 years old. My older sister let me watch it far too young to be through.
There's a lot of swearing for a 9-year-old. I'm just saying.
There's a lot of everything for a
9-year-old.
But it's one of my favourite films, such a weird enough comfort film. For you guys, what scenes gave you the most joy to film at the time?
When we did the first thing we shot, the first frame, the first setup was me walking into Reptors for the car crash, and there was a little bit of a dynamic that I wasn't aware of. The casting director didn't want me in the movie, and actually said, if you cast Nick in this film, it will be a massive flop. And she sort of really hung herself out on that, hoisted her guitar on that. And I didn't know any of this, so I got on set you know, we've been doing this little bit of rehearsals. I've got, we did the card game sequence, was almost a week, so I'd been on the film a week, you know, on my own, well, not on my own, with Lenny and Moriarty and Jimmy Flint and all the other guys. But I walk in saying, "Evening, Tanya, been a while. You must be JD's son. Sorry, I didn't know your father." That little sequence. What they've done is they got another actor, I won't say who it is, but they had another actor lined up ready to replace me. And that guy was on the end of the phone ready to go in. So I turned up on set.
It's Dustin Hoffman, wasn't it?
It wasn't Dustin Hoffman, no, they couldn't afford it. But they, so I turned up on set thinking, you know, it's my first day on film, this is going to be great. I've worked, you know, I've really put my homework in, I know what I'm doing. Got in, did the thing, went through the Tim Morris Jones, the DOP, found out where the lights were, that's my spot, that's when you hit that, okay, I've got this, that, right. Did it, look, there's a steady cam, so the camera's being carried. So I came in, did a little line, is it supposed to be symbolic? Evening, saying you've been a while, sorry, didn't know your father. Get into the ring, there's this enormous round of applause going on in the room next door, where they're all around the monitor. And guys going, mind my swearing, I told you, I fucking told you, yes, yes, yes! What's all this about? And then Matthew Walton, yes, well, they were going to fire you, but you've done very well, so we're going to keep you in the picture. Wow. So that was first day on the Pops, first scene. So that, you know, so that memorable moment is that. And I had no idea it was memorable until afterwards, you know. It's like someone telling you, you know that there was a snake in that room, you know what I mean? I didn't know I was standing on the edge of a cliff. I was just doing a little dance, you know, but, so that's my little moment.
So, who was the other actor? God, who was the other actor?
It's disappeared, basically.
He disappeared? Yeah. Because did you know, right, talking about this sort of thing, did you know Paul McGann, right, was originally going to play the role in Sharp? And he was playing football, like, with the mates on a Saturday, football match, 11 aside, and he got an injury, right? Broke his ankle or something, he's out for like 6 months. And then Sean Bean got the role. There's a lot of stories like that, but I just thought I'd just nothing to do with Lock, Stock and Two. But you can tell your friends at home and a bit of trivia. But don't forget to come and see me. Don't forget to come and see me and the boys after this, right? Because otherwise it don't mean nothing, do you know what I mean? We show each other some love when you see me telling some more secret stories about life.
Bass is dropping all kinds of Comic-Con exclusives. Round of applause for that.
Thank you
We
very
love a little
much.
backstory.
I'm trying my best.
We have one final question for this gentleman right here. How are you?
Hi, good to see you again, gents. Lovely meeting you earlier. So Lock, Stock is almost 30 years old. If they were to make a sequel, where do you think your characters would be now?
Well, funny enough, we have discussed this at length, and we all decided that the film would have to start with the death, the funeral of Jason Statham, because we can't afford to hire him. So that's where the film starts. We're all very sad. Statham's dead, and we bury him, and that's where they start. I don't know where it ends, but that's definitely where it starts.
I thought we should start with a dredger, like, so we're dredging the Thames trying to find those shotguns. So I thought that would be a good way of doing it. And also I think one of us would have transitioned. I think that would be a nice touch.
Which one?
I don't know, we can discuss it. That's very
He just says he'll do it.
Dex will do it. Sober's transition.
I think Winston, he ends up in rehab, and then he becomes a tech squillionaire.
A minister or something, you know, he's like in Parliament.
It could go that way too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Great questions, everybody. We're going to let them get back to the autographs and photos, but before we let you guys go, thank you for making memories with us here. We'll go down the line. What are you looking forward to after Birmingham? Professionally, personally, what's next for you?
What's next for me is going home to see my wife and my 2 whippets.
I'm going home to see my wife and my 2 whippets, but they're actually twins. And here's a little bit of trivia for you guys. My twins, Cassius and Noah, played the 2 twins in the new show, which is Lord of the Flies. So if you like Lord of the Flies, when you next see it, the 2 little blonde, beautiful kids, they take after their mother, not me. That is my boys.